Good afternoon, Lord Mayor, Mancunians, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome each and every one of you to the Midland Hotel on this very special occasion, making Manchester proud. I want to tell you a little bit about our amazing charity, and I hope that some of you may decide to help us on the next stage of our journey, and in doing so, make Manchester proud. 7 years ago, I visited South Africa. As we left the airport in Cape Town, I was horrified at the sight of tens of thousands of shacks on the sides of the motorway. And after sunbathing for a couple of days, I decided to do something about it. I went in a taxi with my girlfriend to the nearest township I could find, and I couldn't believe my eyes. When I went inside, I saw thousands and thousands of people living in the most desperate, desolate conditions. They may have only been a few hundred yards from luxury villas, but they were hundreds of years apart on the standard of living that they were living in. I launched a charity, the Nmtt Township Trust, and started to build a few houses. I didn't know where this journey was going to begin or end. I just knew I was going to try and do something about the problem. I said to the local people that they themselves would become the solution to their housing crisis. I would put up some money and show them how to build the houses, but they would build them, and in doing so, show everybody that they can play a big part in solving their own housing problems. Our charity is now 7 years old. It bears my name, but it's not my charity. It belongs to thousands and thousands of people who have played a part in our special journey. I can't believe it when I say to you that 5,000 people from the UK and Ireland have come and worked with me and given 1 week of their life over the past 7 years. Each one of them have raised at least £4,000, and in doing so they have helped us build a staggering 12,000 houses. 12,000 houses! Who would have believed it possible that a small journey would within 7 years now be building 1 in every 3 houses for the poor in Cape Town and 1 in every 8 in Johannesburg? But we need your help if we're going to be able to continue this journey. And I am appealing to those of you watching me here today to let this be a special lunch in your life. Let this be a beginning of a new adventure for you, an adventure where you can play a part in changing the lives of thousands of people. It begins with each one of us. And it's simply about saying, yes, okay, I'm going to spare 1 week of my life with you. Our charity is based on volunteerism. And Archimedes once said, "Give me 1 man and I will change the world." And I'm certain if he was alive today, he would say, "Give me 1 Mancunian and we will change the world." We have big ambitions. We want to build 6,000 houses this year and maybe 8,000 next year. Imagine if our small journey could result by the end of 2010 in 25,000 houses built. And we can do this. If even one of you listening to me and watching this video says, yes, I am going to do something for this man and the people working with him, then our journey and our lunch today will be so special. The United Kingdom has played a special part in my life over the past 10 years. I'm very proud to say that I have built developments in many cities in the UK for profit, and in doing so many of my British friends have played a part with me on our journey in South Africa. Our young charity now wants to become a British-Irish success story, and what better place for that to truly begin than here in the heart of Manchester. We need your help. 2010 is going to be a tough year for us. We know there's a big recession on and it's very tough to raise money, but it is possible if you simply say you're going to do it. And again, I'm appealing to any one of you watching today to make this lunch worthwhile for us by signing up and perhaps coming out as a volunteer, perhaps giving us the opportunity to talk to your colleagues in a group environment, or perhaps helping us with a fundraising campaign. If our charity stands for anything, it's the simple message that every one of us can make a difference. But more importantly, the power of the collective is unstoppable when we join together on a coming today. You're very special, and I truly hope that some of you will give 7 days of your life, 1 week, A week that will be, without a doubt, one of the highlights of your life. It's the most remarkable, humbling experience to spend a week working with some of the poorest people on this planet. And I look forward to proudly flying the Manchester flag with all of you next year in Cape Town, in South Africa, on our one-week volunteer building blitz. I'd like to leave you with a couple of stories, one funny and the other a little sad. 2 years ago, when all my volunteers arrived in Cape Town, we had 30 or 40 coaches lined up outside the airport, and I jumped on every coach and said to people, get ready for the toughest but the most rewarding week of your life. We told you you'd be up at 7:30, but you'd be up at 6:30 every morning, and you'll go home tired and bruised but full of pride. And you can imagine with the high spirits there's constant slagging and interrupting, and when I finished on this coach, a lady said to me, I was only trying to interrupt you to tell you that we're a group of old age pensioners on a 2-week holiday and you're on the wrong coach, Mr. Mellon. And so I duly jumped off that coach very quickly and made sure the next one was the right one. And then people ask me all the time, why is it so important to push ourselves to the limit with what we can do? And I remember soon after I started in the first township in Nmtt, it was a township on the side of a very steep mountain, and high up on the mountain there were some shacks, and I met this couple and they asked me when were they getting their house, and I said approximately, I think, about 6 months. And they brought me in and showed me their beautiful little baby and said they'd appreciate it if I could do anything to just do it a bit quicker. So I went off and continued building for a month or two, and Julie came back to them a couple of months early. And when I arrived up that hill to the shack, there was a crowd around it, and I sort of gently nudged my way through to the front to find the couple. And there was the mother inside, holding her baby who had just died in the heat inside the shack. And if I had got there maybe an hour earlier or a day earlier, that child would have lived. And the statistics are that you only live, the mortality rate inside a shack is 43 years of age. And in the last 7 years I have seen countless children die unnecessarily living in these conditions. And I've seen the joy and the new lives that we have given them by putting them into a beautiful basic home. And I've seen the difference in their educational performance, their health and their outlook in life. And when you experience this, nothing will stop you wanting to play a part again. So please help us, and you've done so much coming today. And again, as I said already, I hope that I will see some of you in Cape Town next year.